to the Platform Podcast, episode 7.
Wow, 7 already?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, and we have Clint today. That's awesome.
What's up?
Yeah, excited to chat with you. You were definitely on the list for when we were talking about and dreaming about this podcast, thinking about who we wanted to have talk. You're definitely one of them.
Well, thanks. I'm a long-time listener. Been here since episode 1.
Yeah, and recently became a patron. Thank you so much, Clint. We appreciate that.
For sure. I like what you guys are doing. It's awesome. I get to once a week on my way to work at 6 a.m. hear about a lot of good stories of the good old days, or just the old days, I guess.
Oh, appreciate that. That's kind of the goal that we had, was that it'll inspire some of the young guys that we have skating here right now, and some of you guys that have come out of this program, that it'll be good reminiscing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's awesome.
All right. So why don't we start with how you started into skateboarding?
Yeah, I was thinking about this the other day when you asked me to be on, and it's like so clear as day. I remember we moved to Portage when I was midway through grade 3, I think it was. And my dad started working with you, Steve.
Yeah.
And I remember he's like, "Hey, wanna bring your bike? There's this like skate park inside." I was like, "Yeah, okay, sweet." Showed up. What was the platform? The indoor park at Campbell Soup. And you were there, and yeah, that was my exact introduction to skateboarding. You were there, which is wild. And like, my dad was like, "Here, we'll buy you a skateboard." And I was like, "Cool." Well, I brought my bike, so I think that was my introduction to skateboarding, because there were a bunch of guys there. But I just like ripped around on my little bike for like for weeks at least, until I finally just pick up the skateboard.
So did your dad buy the skateboard like on that first time there, or what?
Yeah, he did. It was it wasn't a complete, I think it was like a throw together that you had stuff in the back. So it was like, it was a mini deck. It was like a premium wood.
Oh,
yeah. It was the brand. It was blue. I found a picture of it the other day.
Nice.
Yeah, I can't remember who was on it, but yeah, it was just like a logo board.
Right.
And yeah, just some like Crux trucks or something like that, and some wheels that you threw together, and I was stoked.
Nice.
Yeah, that was the first tech.
And so at first you were just tearing around on your bike, and then you started on the skateboard. So were you like a lot of the guys back in those days, where you started by butt boarding down the Rollie?
I don't think I started butt boarding down the Rollie, but I do remember butt boarding down the Rollie later.
When you were too old, like, too.
Exactly, yeah. Just kind of remember like dropping in on the mini pipe that was in there on my butt all the time and stuff. But I think I just needed to get comfortable in the space and feel it out. And I think it was probably a couple weeks at least. I just like ripped my bike around, because I was there like a couple times a week after school, I remember.
Oh, nice.
Actually, I've got something funny to show you. So on that same day that I met you the first time, went into the Campbell Soup Factory, you gave me this.
Oh, wow.
If you can see it.
Yeah.
I think you fully just made this up on the spot, probably. Membership Pass has my name, and this is how fresh it was. You didn't even spell my name right.
What?
It says Ritskes.
Nice.
So, Ritskes.
Nice.
Ritskes. Ritskes. That's what it was.
I can't believe you still have that.
Yeah, me neither. I got a bin from my parents that have been sitting there for the last, ever since I moved out here to Ontario. and I brought it back a couple winters ago when I drove to Manitoba and back, and it was in this box and just like a box. I was like, no way.
Awesome.
So like, you think this is a one of a kind?
No. Well, I think we made a few of those. There were a few guys that had those. Yeah.
Why'd you make them?
I don't remember why. I think, yeah.
Make
I
them
do
feel
remember.
special.
I do remember that we did have a few of them, though.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny. It's got like a custom tape lamination job on it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, the good old packaging tape lamination.
Oh,
yeah.
Definitely.
We did that with. We also did that with our gift cards, like for somebody to buy somebody some passes for Christmas or whatever. Yeah, they were all laminated with packaging tape.
Nice. Whose job was that?
I think I did that.
Nice.
It was either I did it or Rick did it.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So talk a little bit more about Campbell Soup.
Yeah, man, that place was so awesome. It was kind of dark and dingy with a ton of lights, and you could really tell by when you fell, you'd be covered in dust from head to toe. It was like, especially if you like went off in one of the corners where there was like a ramp to turn around or something, fall over and just like caked in dirt.
Yeah, and I remember we swept that thing like almost every day, and it didn't seem to matter. It had that dust, that black dust. I remember guys would get sweaty, and then they like that dust would stick to the sweat, and their faces were just black. Their shirts were black. It was just nasty.
Yeah, definitely. I loved it though. Be like, go home, mom's like, get in the shower. All right.
Speaking of it being dungy, remember when in the like on the really hot days of summer and that cement would sweat and it would just get slick? Like it got so slick in there that we couldn't actually even skate in there.
Yeah, I do remember that. It's so wild.
The only thing that anyone could do when it was like that was power slides.
Right. Yeah. And that's like power slide session. So fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that rolling ramp. I remember like I probably didn't do it for at least 6 months or something. I think, did you have like a full size and then like a smaller roll-in, or am I remembering something else altogether?
No, there was a steep bank that was smaller.
Okay, I see. Okay, but yeah, either way, I remember the day I committed to rolling in on that ramp, I thought I made it. I was like, you see all the guys, like that's where you start. There's like all these sessions. I remember you start up on the roll-in, you go down, you had this little fun box or whatever it was, had the ramp, the flat, and then the angle down.
It was like a jump box. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember like half the sessions when you're in there is just guys flying down the roll-in, airing out of the like on the jump box, landing like usually this far from the down bank, and just like going up the other side. Was it a quarter on the other side?
Yeah. A 6.5 foot quarter. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Rolling back, getting back up, and then it's next guy's turn. And I remember when I could finally do that, I was like, I can hang. This is awesome.
I've arrived.
Exactly. Yeah. And then I remember how perfect that mini was in the back corner.
Oh yeah, that thing was perfect. Yeah.
I remember like doing like hundreds of rock to fakies on that, and maybe like an actual or two, because when did it close down? Like, I don't remember what year that was.
I want to say 07, but I'm not. I'd have to look back. I think it was 07 or 08. Okay, maybe it was 08, because I think the shop opened in 09, and it was shortly after it closed down that the shop opened. So.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. I could do a ton of tricks. I could probably just do like an axle stall, rock to fakies, and it's probably about it. But I do It was so smooth. It was so good.
Yeah. Yeah, I missed that mini a lot. I learned a lot of tricks on that thing.
Yeah, I think actually now that I think about it, I think I just started progressing right when the park shut down on that thing.
Mm.
So I remember there were a couple things like that. It was that, and I like just started dropping it on the big quarters,
Oh,
and
okay.
then Campbell's Soup shut down. And I was like not devastated, but I was like I was about to just like rule this park, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, devastating was a good word for me in that era. Like when that place closed down, that was tough.
Yeah, definitely.
It was really hard to connect as a skate community without a location.
Yeah,
So
no, definitely. I think like pretty quick after that, we started ripping to the edge, the old edge in Winnipeg, I think,
mm-hmm.
and it was maybe a couple months later, and that was sick too. But it was always
Yeah,
nice to have like the local skate park, and but yeah,
that's
right.
right. So who would you have been skating with at that time?
Devin Clausen
Mm-hmm.
would have been. I remember me and him. We'd get. I think my mom or his mom would drop us off after school. A lot of days. I don't remember. Well, hey, let's see what the hours were. Yeah, it was till 6 Tuesday to Friday.
Yep.
So I think yeah, we dropped off after school, skated for a couple hours, then we get picked up, and so I remember Devin Clausen and Joel Friesen would bring his bike there, and we'd rip around too. And
Okay. Yep.
I don't know who else would have been around then. Maybe Matt Chabot would have been around too. I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably. So if you were in the afternoon session, yeah, it was always smaller then. Would Jessica and Matt Sparrow and those guys, would they have been there then
Yeah,
too, or?
yeah. I feel like like them and Dylan Sawatsky.
Yeah.
I feel like Matt Sparrow and I think you're right about that. Yeah. I think like I was at like the private school and they were at the public school.
Right.
So I think like I didn't really know them, but I think I do remember them rolling in.
Yeah, so it would have been you and Matt Chabot and Devin that would have been coming over from West Park. Yeah.
I think so, yeah. I think that was our crew.
Yeah. All right. Awesome.
Those
Yeah.
were some good times.
Those were good times for sure.
Yeah.
And then from there, we ended up doing a lot of skating. Like you said, either we'd do trips or we'd be at the BDO, which is now BDO. Back then, it was just the arena.
Right.
But yeah, we had many sessions there as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, a lot of sessions there and a lot of I was listening to your episode 3 today. And you were talking about PCI, and I remember a ton of skate nights there.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome. Just skating those manual pads, or trying to skate those manual pads. I they're a dime a dozen for like a solid locked one, but yeah, those are super fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think back those times. Like one of the things that I remember about those PCI sessions was when we do like have switch night or something.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think I could switch ollie up onto the manual pad, and that was it.
Yeah, I didn't have a lot either, but it was fun to have to try and skate all night in switch though.
Definitely, yeah. I think I just learned like switch 180s, and that's about it. Yeah, yeah. Those are fun. Yeah, a lot of good memories at PCI, and yeah, you said it's BDO now, the arena.
Yeah, BDO. Yeah, is the like it's BDO. What is it called?
Centennial Arena.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't think it's Centennial.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah.
BDO.
Yeah, they got the naming rights for it. BDO got naming rights for the place, so that's what it's
right
called now.
So that's what, yeah, makes sense. Yeah, a lot of skate nights there. A lot of yeah. I remember when we got that park, everyone was like, "This is all we're getting," and then and then as everyone was like skating it and getting used to it, it was like, "Oh, this is actually pretty fun to ride." It's like some of the stuff was like kind of in a weird setup, but it was. I think it went through a couple different setups. Maybe I think I think we may have moved the like that manual pad or the ledge, that up ledge. I think that might have gotten moved back at one point. I think it was closer to the quarter, maybe.
Right. Yeah, I think it was. Well, in the beginning, we didn't have a quarter there.
That's right.
And
yeah,
so when we put the quarter there, then we moved that. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then I think the launch ramp up to the barrier got moved in as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's yeah. I think everyone was complaining about that, but then like hardly anyone hit it anyways after it was moved forward.
Yeah. Yeah. Still nobody hits that thing.
Yeah.
All summer I bug guys to hit that, and
We've
nobody
had
wants to.
2 people this summer though.
Yeah.
2 people this summer did.
Yeah, 2 people did this summer.
Nice. Did anyone stack it?
Not that I've seen.
Okay, because I stacked that thing like twice in one session.
Yeah, I've seen a few guys do that.
Yeah, it didn't feel great. That's for sure. Yeah, but yeah, it was small, but it was good to learn because you had this like you only had a few obstacles that you'd be able to hit, and a couple of routes that weren't in the way of everyone else.
Right.
And where you could really dial in a lot of those tricks.
Yeah.
Just,
yeah, for sure.
Place. Yeah, I haven't been back there in years, but
I find it interesting that all those years of having a rail, like your rail was there, and I can't remember, somebody else had a rail there, and how long they actually lasted before they went missing.
Yeah, no doubt. I think it was Colin Filippo brought a rail there.
That's right. Colin Filippo had a rail. Yeah. It
was like 8 feet long square.
Yeah.
And it was like, I think it was pretty high, something like that, maybe.
Yeah. Wasn't yours really high?
Probably.
I thought,
it wasn't like an easy rail to skate.
No, it wasn't.
Like for a beginner, I remember, I think it was like 14 inches or something like that high.
Yeah, which is pretty high. It was. Yeah. I remember I didn't enjoy it a lot because it was pretty high. My ollie wasn't that good. You had so much pop, it was nothing for you. But
oh yeah, yeah, I remember a lot. I loved. I think it was like 12 foot long or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just loved like long board slides on it.
Yeah.
But actually, funny story about that rail. So I built it in shop class at PCI, and got the medal for free. It was just sitting there on one of the workbenches for forever. And I asked the teachers, like, "Hey, could I build something?" They're like, "Yeah, I guess so." Like, they didn't know what I was going to build, and so they gave it all to me for free, and I used every bit of it.
Nice.
Wow.
The minute it was done, I think Dylan Sawatsky was in my class, and we just like, "Hey, we asked the teacher, like, can we hit it real quick?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." So first try, board slid it. I think Dylan did a front board or maybe feeble or something like that, and he's like, "Okay, that's it." And then, that same night, we were gonna bring it over to the Centennial. Yeah, that's what it was. It was Centennial Arena. I remember we used to call it. Yeah, so we were gonna bring it over there, me and Devin, and it was heavy. I think that might be why it stuck around so long, because it was a thick gauge tube, and it was like a shotgun rail, and so it was heavy. Like you couldn't really carry it properly by yourself. And so we drove all the way from PCI to the arena with it on top of Devin Clausen's Dynasty. And I think he was in the driver's seat and I was in the rear driver's side seat, and we were like out the window holding on to it, went over Tupper Bridge, back down, and felt like the longest drive of our life.
Nice.
Super empty when you think about it now, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, no doubt. That's a great story. Um, and then I guess the other thing that you were involved in, and it's come up in some of the recordings that aren't out yet, is
Okay.
some of the trips.
Yeah.
And we had Jaden on, and he talked about that one trip with you.
And Jaden and Arthur.
Yeah,
Arthur was there, right? Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. And Rhett, and that might have been it for that trip.
yeah. It was a small group. I don't remember who was all there. I think.
There might have been one more dude
Yeah,
there.
I'm thinking there is at least one or two more, um,
Yeah.
but yeah, those guys were really young then.
Oh yeah. Yeah. They were. I remember like I think they made like we make him sit in the back. I think me and
Yeah.
Rat, whoever was, you guys are in the back. Like this is how it goes. They were stoked because they're like, oh, we get the back of the van, but we just didn't want to like deal with their loudness because Jaden was always like super hyped, which was cool. But yeah, I remember be like in the morning, go to Tim Hortons for breakfast or something, and Arthur and Jaden would be getting a 12-pack of donuts, and that was breakfast for them. With like instant sugar rush first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
And yeah, those are hilarious. I remember, I think it was Jaden. He only brought like a couple T-shirts because yeah, he was super young, and
Yeah.
I think yeah, I remember he just had the most stained shirt I ever seen. Like every day got something else on it. It was like a light colored shirt too. Just
Yeah.
yeah, days of dinners past on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the things I remember about that trip was just how awesome it was to have you there. Because as the organizer, the leader of that trip, and I was always having to come down hard on them. And just to have like an older skater that they really looked up to, that would like help out and like keep them in line. That was I always appreciated that. I remember the one time we stopped at a campground, and we had been bugging them to shower for a few days, and it was just the van was so rank already, and so it's like, Clint, you got to take these guys and make sure that they're actually getting in the shower, because they would take off, go hide, and then they come back, oh yeah, we showered, and it's like, not a chance. I can smell you.
Oh yeah. And they must have been really young.
They were young, yeah.
I bet that was 2011 or something like that. Like I think that was when I was in grade 11, which was 2011.
Oh,
so I
yeah.
don't know how old Jaden is now, but yeah, they were pretty. They must have been pretty young then. If you got to make someone shower.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun trip. I do remember we camped every night in that trip. I think.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, that was awesome. I remember like one night, I think they like Jaden was like, "Oh, can we just camp at this?" I think it was Regina at the Plaza skate park. I can't remember what it was called, but it was more like a skate plaza. And yeah, he was like, "Oh, we should just camp on the grass here." It was like kind of a sketchy area. We're like, yeah. Or not, but yeah, that was a really fun trip. I think that was the second skate trip I was on with you.
Yeah. What other memories do you have from the skate trips that you can share?
Yeah, there's yeah, that I can share. That's funny. Yeah, I remember the first trip I was on. It was grade 9 or 10, and that one had a lot of guys on it.
Yeah.
I think that one, Rhett and Chase, myself, Devin, a couple of younger guys too. Maybe it wasn't that much more guys. I think we were just like a couple of hotel rooms.
Yeah.
With the guys at the time. Which, did you find any footage from those trips? Because I remember I was looking through my photos on my Facebook, and there's photos of me, Devin, and Rhett and Chase, I think, sitting on a hotel bed looking at footage on a tape, or like right on the camcorder.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
And I saw that photo the other day. I don't remember that was somewhere in Saskatchewan. We were hanging out there. But yeah,
Yes,
those trips were fun, man. Like I remember, yeah, that first trip we hit a lot of spots.
we did. Yeah. Yeah, that trip. I've got tons of photos from that trip.
Yeah,
And we do have footage. It's all on tapes right now, and we're working at getting it off. I haven't seen it in forever, but I did see the tapes. I did see the tapes from that trip yesterday, and so Ben Zacharias is getting them all off of the tapes and putting it on hard drive for us. So he
nice.
picked it up
Okay,
yesterday. So hopefully we'll have that soon.
sweet. Yeah, that was a fun trip. I remember that was my first time doing any like street skating.
Mm,
Because I think we went as far as Airdrie on that trip. I remember, and so like just west of Calgary, or no, Cochrane. Cochrane was just
right.
west of
Yeah.
Calgary,
Yeah.
and I remember, yeah, like I think the first one was in Regina, because I think that was our first night. We stopped in Regina, or it might have been Saskatoon.
So I think it was Saskatoon. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but I remember when we got to Regina, I think Rhett was all stoked to get out and try and skate some street, and that was the first time I really ever like tried any sort of street skating. And it was like maybe 10 or 11 p.m. and we were just like ripping around downtown Regina.
I
Just
think
on our
that was
skate.
actually Edmonton.
Edmonton. Okay, that
Yeah.
could be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we did Saskatoon,
Yeah.
and then we booked it to Edmonton, and that was the second night, and then that's when
Okay.
everybody was like, "We got to skate street."
Right. And yeah, we saw Dudley there that time
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was in
Met him.
Edmonton.
I think he. Yeah, that's right. I think he just moved there like a year before or something like
Yeah.
that. And yeah, that's right. We met up with him. Yeah. So okay, it would have been Edmonton, and then I think Calgary. We also went and skated a bit of street.
That's right. Yeah.
I don't think I did much. I think I was like pretty intimidated. Like dark out. I was like, oh, I can't see anything. Probably out. But I think I like all did a couple little sets. But I remember Rhett just going off.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
all his eights there. He's just ripping around. Like, yeah, he's so hyper. Just
I remember
yeah,
every time we stopped anywhere, that guy would grab his board and just shred.
yeah, yeah, like gas stations, anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, there's a classic photo of he like sticker slapped some sort of, I don't know what it was. It was like this brass sculpture of some dude downtown Calgary, I think it was. Sticker slapped his hat and then climbed up there, put his arm around it.
Yeah.
But that was a lot of fun. And yeah, I think yeah, that was like the first time I've been skating outside of like Portage, Winnipeg area.
Oh, okay.
And just like the amount of like stoke that was, especially with me and like some of the other guys, just like got out of our hometown. We're like hitting all these parks. It was like a skate park tour because I think we were hitting like we hit a ton of parks on those trips.
Yeah, I
Like,
used to know how many it was. I think because it was a week, maybe just over a week, and I
yeah,
think it was like 15 parks or something.
that sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and
Yeah,
then trying to hit street in between.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and like, yeah, hitting all those parks, I just remember like really finding out what I like to skate. In
Right.
terms of skate parks, at least, like, I think on that, I think it was the first trip, maybe it was the second trip, I don't remember, but I remember just like showing up to a park, just like, okay, where's the biggest handrail? And then like, okay, gonna hit this handrail, get it over with, and then I can like enjoy the rest of the park. That was I remember this trip because I have old boards from that trip for some reason. They were
Wow.
like in my box I brought from my parents, and I remember I can't remember what city it was, but there's some photos of again I was looking the other day reminiscing some photos of Rhett and I. Rhett did a front board down this 8 or 9 stair, and I did a backboard down it, and I snapped my tail on the land.
Oh, okay.
And I think we went back to that park in the morning, fresh board, and there was like a smaller set on the side. We like picked a board up from some shop. I remember it was like I was not into it either. I was like skating only chocolate at that point. I think like a lot of guys were. It was like, yeah, because I remember a funny story about that. I'll tell you later. But yeah, I was like, I skate 775 chocolate boards. I like had this Chris Roberts board that was like a candy wrapper. It was like half peeled down, and
Okay.
I had 3 of those boards at one point. But on this trip, I remember, yeah, like, so broke my board, got a new one. First thing in the morning, it was this girl board. Actually, yeah, I literally saw it a few minutes ago. There's like 3 scratches on it. This girl board, like 8-inch. I was like, this thing's huge. The concave was so flat compared to the chocolate board, which is funny because they were like sister companies.
Yeah.
But I remember I was like super not into it. Went to go board slide, snapped the tail, like second go on this like 6 stair. And I was like pretty ticked off and had to go get another board. But that was just that trip. I don't know. That was like the weird time for me in like my progression. I was just landing on the tail all the time, landing on the nose, getting these weird breaks. And I was just like, I think that trip I broke like 3 or 4 boards in that week.
It's interesting because in my experience with many years of watching guys progress, like from starting to skateboard up to like getting really good, I found that there is that, it's like there's one summer where it's like the guys are breaking boards like crazy. It's like all of a sudden you've got the skill, or at least you think you have the skill to hit bigger stuff, but you don't quite have the finesse to go with that yet. And so then you're throwing off a bigger stuff, but you're not landing the way you should yet, and then boards are snapping. And I felt like most guys had like, I want to say it's like one summer where they just went through a ton of boards, and then it's like the next summer they were fine.
Yeah, I think I can definitely say that was me. I think it was that summer I broke a ton of boards, and then it like slowed down, but I was still going through like one every month probably. I remember for a couple of years, or one every couple months maybe it was. And,
and you still go through them after, but it's like that one summer where it's like it's almost weekly.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And that's actually when I stopped skating only chocolate boards because I couldn't afford them anymore. Moving to shop decks, and and I remember the work pile where boards had been sitting on the wall for so long and they'd been kind of twisted and warped, and I remember I would skate those then because I was just like, need a board.
Yep.
That's one thing about that trip. And then also just like Chase Blackbird was on that first trip, and I love that guy. He's the best. I remember he was like super into rap music. Well, probably always was, still is probably, but I remember he was like listening to Mac Miller all the time. And I remember he like only wore plain white t-shirts that whole trip.
He'd buy them in the 3-packs from Walmart.
Yeah, exactly. I remember there was like, I don't know if there's a line in a song or something, but he was always just like, got a fresh tee every day. Just like, he was just so fly looking. Yeah, that was a fun trip. A lot of good parks on there. I think we skated the Airdrie Park right when it was just opening. I think it was.
Yeah, I think it's actually still had the fence around it, if I remember correctly. Like it had a fence around it, but all like it was full of skaters, but it still had the construction fence.
Definitely, yeah. I remember that. Yeah, it was like super muddy around it, and there was gravel everywhere outside of the park.
Yeah.
I don't know what they were doing. They were just doing the landscaping or something. But yeah, that park, that was my favorite park for a long time. And only been there once.
Yeah, I know it was always a highlight when we go there. Like all the times that I took guys there, it was always a highlight.
Yeah,
For its time, it was probably one of the better parks for sure.
definitely. I think it was a new line
Yeah,
as well. And I just remember it had some sick stuff. There's like a sushi bowl kind of in the flat bottom.
yeah,
So I remember like there was like an upper kind of plaza area, and then there was like a few different sets and a few different handrails coming down, and then there was like just some banks, and then yeah, there was like a sushi bowl in the middle. On the one side, you could like roll down, and then there was kind of a kicker with a ledge. And I remember we were like blasting over this garbage can there,
yeah.
and yeah, and then I remember, yeah, there was that on that side, and then on the far side, I think there was a mini bowl or something like that. Does that sound right?
I
Or
don't think it
maybe
was a bowl. There was a mini. They do
okay.
have a clover bowl there, but that was kind of separate.
Oh, I've got memories of that one too. Yeah, yeah, that's great. Actually, yeah, that Clover Bowl. I remember this is a classic me thing to do. I like do something, I'm stoked on it, and I remember like, hey Steve, come check this out. And I was just learning how to roll into a bowl, and I hung my back truck up and fell to the flat bottom, right on my shoulder, and you were just like, all right. I like literally just did it like a couple of times before that sketchy, and I was stoked because I was like, I can roll in. And I haven't attempted that like on anything bigger than like a 4 foot since that. That was that was 10 years ago, I
Wow.
bet. Like I roll in like I'll roll into a bowl or a like something straight, but that was I was going on an angle,
Oh, okay.
and because I was like trying to get some speed going in, and I remember, yeah, I hung the back truck up, and it must have grinded a bit and just slammed right onto my side.
Yeah. Did that one have pool coping?
I can't
I
recall.
can't
I feel
remember
like
either.
it may or may not. I all I remember is not a lot of people were skating it because it was a little bit big.
It
It was
was,
kind of hard to figure out how to get a good line on it.
yeah, it was pretty, it was pretty heavy, uh, that
Yeah,
bowl. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That park's sick though. Yeah, yeah, that was a good trip. A lot of good memories on that trip. Like, yeah, like I feel like that summer, yeah, was one of my like favorite summers for skateboarding. There was like tons of guys that were always skating.
Mm-hmm.
Or, like whenever you went to the park, there was like 10 guys plus there every like evening. And actually, that might have been a little bit before this, but I remember like Kalen was always there, even at that point, and
Yeah.
like Kurt Friesen was there, and Kevin was still coming out then and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I remember there was like tons of guys.
Yeah.
And then summer, yeah, we went on that trip. That was a good summer for skateboarding.
It sure was.
Yeah, definitely. I think yeah, that's right. Yeah, that one time we met Dudley at the Edmonton Park, and I think at that point, because yeah, he'd been gone for a little bit, and I remember he was hanging out with these like older dudes that would just skate the pool in the corner.
That's right.
They were
Yeah.
like they were called the coffee crew or something like that.
Yeah.
And I remember yeah going skating with Dudley, and he was just like the like hometown hero at that point at the skate park. He's just like flying way out of transition and just like knew all the guys, and I would just remember watching him and be like, wow, so this is what happens like when you skate like a sick park every day.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, exactly.
and I feel like on those trips, like the amount of progression that you can get just over a week was like huge because you're skating like new parks every day, getting all these different obstacles. And I guess that's like contrary to what I said before about skating the same park every day, um,
Yeah.
but like thinking back on it, it feels like there was a lot of progression on those trips.
Yeah, it definitely gets guys out of their comfort zone, right? And forces you to skate other stuff. I think that was always good. I remember not so much on those trips, but I remember doing some trips, probably more like when you take a group of guys to the city, to the edge, or to a skate park in the city. and it was guys that maybe weren't like really comfortable yet, like they're still kind of learning to skate, and you take them
Right.
to a new park and they'd end up just like skating flat up in the corner somewhere rather than checking out the park, right?
Yeah, just like so nervous to roll around and just even like cut someone off. I remember those days.
Yeah.
Like first couple times going to the edge, just like I remember hanging out. They had a room that was just a mini ramp,
Yep.
and I remember I think I went there, and it was when I was pretty young. I think Logan, actually, yeah, Logan Voth used to.
Mm-hmm.
He had a skateboard, and I remember his dad resurfaced it with like polymeric sand or something like that. Like put some sort of tack on the top like a lacquer, and then put some sand on it. And that I remember he had that board on this one trip. But yeah, I remember like me and him, we were with you, and I don't remember who, but we just like hid in this room the whole time because we were like didn't want to cut anyone off, didn't want to like fall over when you're just rolling in a straight line.
Yeah.
Was, yeah, that was yeah. I can relate to that feeling.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but like then once you step out of your comfort zone, it's like usually it's 5 minutes before you leave, or when they're
Yeah,
like,
it's a
they're
good
like,
point.
okay, we're ready to go, and it's like, all right, I better see what I can do around here.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Like guys would sit around or skate flat in a corner, and then when it was time to leave, then all of a sudden everyone wants to try everything.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's very classic.
Yeah.
think I think my favorite, actually, yeah, like my favorite park as of recently was um from those trips. It was the one in Saskatoon. There's that one park has like a good, like really nice like kind of ledge around the outside, and then it's just like a vert, like you wouldn't really call it a bowl, but the whole thing drops down, and there's like a huge flat bottom, and then there's like obstacles all over and step ups.
Right.
I actually in Saskatoon early this summer for work actually, and this was before COVID was like everything was super locked down. And I
Yeah.
remember, yeah, like in Ontario, we were pretty much locked down right from March. They kind of shut everything down, and all the stores shut down at that point. Everything, and then I think it was shortly after that I went to Saskatoon for a couple weeks, and I relived that trip because I think like it felt pretty big when I was younger, but then like I went there every single night for 2 weeks when I was in Saskatoon because there's nothing
Nice.
else you can do. Like, it was kind of in COVID times,
Right.
and like they were far more open in Saskatoon at that point. But like I remember, yeah, there wasn't a ton to do, so I just went to the skate park every night there, and yeah, that's like one of my favorite parks now, and that was one of the parks we skated back then.
Yeah. So when you'd go there, like, were you going by yourself? Like how?
Um,
Like, do you like skating by yourself or like?
yeah, like I did go by myself. I had another coworker that was I was kind of, it was his first job out, and I was just kind of getting him into the swing of things. So, but he was like a golfer, so he would just like he would golf every couple nights or whatever. And yeah, I just like Uber down to the skate park by myself, and I like when I go to like a new park, I really try to kind of incorporate myself into like I like say what's up to all the guys, like
Yeah.
give guys props, and like try and get really comfortable really quick, because like when you're comfortable at a skate park, obviously you're going to be far more comfortable on your board.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like yeah, it was by myself for sure. And at the end of the couple weeks, I was like homies with a lot of the guys there,
Nice.
and I was like, yeah, I think yeah, I went and like skated the street with one guy for an afternoon, brought my camera, and so I was like getting to know these guys, and it was like they've got a sweet culture there,
They
especially
do.
at that
Yeah.
skate park. Yeah, can't remember the name of it, but it's down by the water or
Yeah.
down by the river.
Yeah. It's a rotary. It's a rotary park.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's super fun.
That's one of New Line's early parks, actually.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, they got like a bowl I guess a bowl in one spot, and then like some sweet step up gaps, and then like a really awesome ledge section where there's like a 30-foot long ledge. You can just grind
Yeah.
for days.
Yeah. My favorite thing in that park is the spine coming out of the bowl. I love doing the blunt transfers out of the bowl.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's a really fun trick. Yeah, that's right. I love the. I think my favorite thing is there's a like a bump to bar there. I guess it's just like like it's a bank, and then so the rail is like 10 foot long at the top, and then goes down the bank.
Right. Yeah.
I just love doing like long front boards on the flat portion, like come off the ramp, fly in, do like a super fast long front board, and you can like turn around and go hit a feeble down it or back. That's one of my favorite things at park.
Yeah. That rail is sweet.
Definitely.
Yeah, because it's like the down part of it is pretty mellow still.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
so
it's not very high either.
No, exactly. Yeah, I remember even I could hit it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there was actually a picture of Rhett doing like a crook or a nose grind or something, and there's a bench right behind it, and me and Kevin Beauchamp are there, and we're like, oh, we're like cheering. It's like it's a pretty funny photo.
Was it posed or?
Oh yeah, it was posed for sure.
Yeah.
Kevin was like, and I was like this or something like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's right at that rail too. There's a bench you can sit on and watch people. It's kind of fun to skate that park again.
You'll have to send us the photo so we can throw it in the episode.
Definitely, will do. Yeah. There was like this guy I met there that was taking photos too, and he took a photo of me on it, and it's almost like the exact same composition of that photo.
Nice.
Definitely. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, Richard was on those trips. That was fun.
Yeah, Richard was definitely part of those. He was always part of the scene in those days.
Definitely. Yeah, always in the front of the van, making sure we listen to a little bit of country music every day.
It was always good too because he always made sure that pictures and video were taken. So when the rest of us were just wanting to skate, he made sure that we got some footage at least.
Yeah, he's as much of the culture as any of us. Really.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, those were good days.
Definitely.
All right. Then from there, you moved away, I guess, eh?
Just about. Like I moved to Winnipeg. Actually, I went to school right out of high school at Providence.
Oh, right.
So I went there for a year, and then I actually moved to Winnipeg with Trevor and Danton Dirksen.
Yes.
We had a 1-year lease on a house there, and
okay.
I guess I pretty much did move away from Portage right out of high school.
Sure seemed that way, anyways.
Yeah, kind of regret it in a way. Just like I remember, I was just like wanted to just see something new, right as I could, and I guess like school is kind of not really a way to see something new, but yeah, then moved to Winnipeg, and I was just like wanted a little bit of different scenery, and the Scam guys were there, and they had the Scam Lab 2.0 in their garage, and skated that thing. Me and Trevor would go down there. We'd take our BMX bikes and our boards, and we just rip down there like in the dark it felt like every single Friday and Saturday night.
Yeah.
And sometimes during the week as well. And there was just tons of people there all the time skating that mini, which is actually your mini, well, the one that you built. And I think you sold it to me for like $50. And then ended up at the Scam Lab.
Yeah.
And those were fun days too. They were yeah, lot of sessions down on that mini.
I was going to ask you about Scam because I in my mind, I thought that you had quite a bit of connection with the Scam guys once you were kind of out of Portage.
Yeah, I think probably, yeah, they would have been the guys I had the most connection with. Like, yeah, moving to Winnipeg especially. Yeah, I was down at Scam a lot. I think, yeah, like I remember, so like right when Joel got out of the hospital, um, he had some ramps from Campbell's Soup, I think it was, in his dad's kind of hangar garage in Portage. And that's when I started hanging out with the Scam guys because they had a spot inside that we could skate in the winter. And I don't think I was there a ton of times, but yeah, then when I moved to Winnipeg, I was like hanging out with those guys every day.
Nice.
It felt like every day. It probably wasn't every day, but yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then yeah, like I was there for a year, and I think I moved back to Portage for that summer before I moved out to Ontario.
Right.
And that was a fun summer. I remember we were at Long Plain a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Skate nights and skating with Joel and who else would have been there? There was one guy, I can't remember his name, Brady or something maybe.
Brady Brown?
It might have been. Yeah, Brady Brown, yeah. And yeah, skated Long Plain a lot because yeah, I was actually looking through all my archives for video, and a lot of it's from Long Plain.
Mm-hmm.
Some of those just yeah, that was a fun summer. Yeah, and I got out of Portage and moved to Ontario for school.
Yeah, Long Plain is still probably for us guys here in Portage still our favorite place locally to skate. Anyways, we really enjoy that park, and it's definitely worth the ride out there.
Definitely, yeah, I agree. Yeah, well, hey, they've got that bump to bar.
Yeah.
That's what I remember. That is they've got that one.
Yeah.
Good front board. That one.
Yeah, and they got the half bowl that turns into a lake.
That's right. Yeah, that's what I drink. Yeah, and then there's like a tiny little stair set there too, I think, or it might be like a 2-flat-2 or something like that, if I remember.
It's just a really long 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is yeah. Okay, that's right. Yeah. I've got a bunch of footage from that.
Nice.
Just never did anything with it. Just kind of sitting there.
Yeah, you should do something with that.
Yeah, for sure. I'll have to send it over to you one of these days.
Yeah, maybe you should edit a clip and we can throw it on somewhere.
Sure, sounds good. I'm sure I'll have Jaden without his shirt on.
Yeah.
He's always skating without his shirt on.
Yeah, for sure. Some things never change.
No, exactly.
And so then Ontario, like, you have a scene there that you're part of, or what does it look like out there?
Yeah, I was a little more part of the scene right when I moved out here. I was going to Mohawk College, which is in Hamilton, and they've got a sick scene in Hamilton. There was a couple shops there then. There's like 2 or 3. There's only maybe one. There's definitely one, maybe 2 shops there now. That are really sick, and they've got a really sweet park called Beasley that it was all DIY up until like 3 or 4 years ago, and then the city took it over and added a bunch of stuff.
Okay.
But it's been there forever. I think it used to be at their splash pad or something like that, because what it revolves around, there's like a really shallow bowl.
Oh, okay.
Like a community swimming pool or something at one point.
Yeah,
it's deeper than the splash pad, but and then skaters over the years have just taken it over and added like there's like a mini vert wall, and there's a like kind of pyramid, and there's like a barrier set up and stuff like that.
Nice.
So yeah, I used to be a lot more in the skate scene here, kind of when I was in school and had a little bit more free time to go out and skate for half a day when I didn't have class and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But as of late, I haven't really been much in the skate scene. I've still been skating, but it's a lot of times by myself. And when I go to the local park, it's always different people there.
Mm.
So yeah, it's that's one thing that I'm lacking right now is a good solid skate scene.
Mm-hmm. I
Yeah, I
was
do.
uh, I was watching Red Bull Solus yesterday,
Yeah,
and they kind of highlighted the importance of a shop on the scene and how that like changes the health of the local skate scene because it's a connecting place and that which is what exactly what we tried to do with our shop here. And
yeah,
so yeah, I think being connected to a shop is a big part of being connected to the scene, right?
yeah. I would agree. Yeah, yeah. Like I was at the like platform skate shop every day after school in
Mm-hmm.
high school and every single lunch. I think
I think
less
so.
like
Yeah.
I think yeah, it was like grade 10 through 12. I never ate lunch at school once. I that's what I like tell people about how was high school when people ask me like, well, I never ate lunch there. But yeah, that's right. Yeah, I was yeah, I agree with that because yeah, the whole community then was like everyone would come there for lunch. Even yeah, Richard was there as well,
Yeah.
there every day for lunch, and yeah, really kind of, and then yeah, gets you stoked to go skate after school, and yeah, that's definitely something that I'm lacking right now. Having like a solid shop that there's like always guys there that are down to skate and stuff like that. At least a shop that's like close to me.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
there's one like 20
Yeah.
minute drive in Hamilton, and I'd call that my local shop, but I'm a lot less frequent there.
Yeah. Well, hey, you're still skating. That's the important thing.
Yeah, definitely. Well, actually, yeah, I actually I didn't skate a ton for like it was a couple years after I graduated from college. I was just like trying to work too hard, I think,
Mm.
and getting ready to get married, and didn't yeah, just didn't have anyone to skate with. I think it's half the thing. Still don't really have anyone to skate with around here, but I really didn't skate much for 2 years, and I only really started again once I started traveling for work, and just bring my board for like a cruiser at least, just to like have some sort of method of transportation when I was in wherever Houston or California and stuff like that, and really actually sparked me when I went to California.
Mm.
I was staying or I was in Huntington Beach, and I just remember like look down. Actually, it's a funny story. I saw David Loy and Nija skating this double set.
Mm-hmm.
It's like right down on Huntington Beach, like on the walkway there.
Yeah.
It's just like south of the Huntington Beach Pier,
Yeah.
and it's actually yeah, David Loy. It was a it was a board slide. He board slid the whole thing. It's like a eight flat, eight flat, eight flat, and it's this hub. There's actually a cover of it, that of the photo that I saw this go down,
Nice.
and we're like Nigel's skating in front. He's doing this, and I'm just like, I'm just blown away, right? Because I was just cruising down the pathway, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden there's like 50 dudes there just yelling, and holy smokes, those are like two huge pros right now.
Yeah.
And then I remember, yeah, watched that whole thing, and then like they took off, and then I remember looking down at my board, and I was like, I got cruiser wheels on, blowing it. So I like went right down to like the shop there. I don't remember what shop it is down, kind of down the road from there, and bought some Spitfires, and I proceeded for the rest of that trip. I went to the Vulcan Park every night, like
The
relit my stove really.
right. The Volcom Park. So that wasn't the one in Huntington Beach then.
The Vulcan Park is in the area. Yeah, I think it might be Huntington Beach. That's the one we went to on California Breakaway.
Right. Yeah, the kind of orangey one has
Yeah,
orange tinge to the cement.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. It's got like a huge bowl.
Yeah.
It's like really tall, and then it's got like a street section, and then there's like a smaller bowl that's really fun on top.
Because isn't the Vans Park in Huntington Beach as well?
The indoor park?
No, it's that
There's an
outdoor one. It's pretty new.
Okay, look, by the beach?
I'm not
Like,
sure where it is. I know it's in Huntington Beach. But
okay, yeah, it wasn't that one. It was definitely Vulcan Park that I'd been to before. That's why I knew where to look.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this one is like got the cement is checkered, like the Vans checker.
Okay, yeah, gotcha.
So you can't like it's very noticeably a Vans park. So
okay, yeah, no, that was one. Yeah. Yeah, I know there's another one in Orange County, like the indoor park that has another really good mini ramp in it.
Yeah.
And I did that a couple times too while I was down there.
Nice.
But yeah, skating more now. Like
that's awesome.
Every time I can. I think it was just honestly like you said, a shop just like makes the skate community thrive. And I haven't really been part of a shop. There are shops here, but I haven't been part of one. So I think that kind of like made me forget how much I love skateboarding.
Right. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, Clint, anytime you want to come out and you need somebody to skate with, you come out here, we can skate.
Excellent. Yeah. I will do that. I'll let you know. Maybe I won't smash my face at your park this time.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. That happened pretty quick into the session too.
Oh, it was maybe 5 minutes in. Yeah.
I'll have to post a picture of that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was funny because we were out there when I got engaged, and we were out there for like an engagement celebration.
Yeah, that's right.
The night before we were supposed to do this, and then I went and got stitches.
Classic.
Everyone's like, "What happened?" I was like, "Skateboarding."
Yeah, that's awesome. Awesome. We're over an hour now that we've recorded, so we don't want to go too long with this. If nothing else, we just have you again. We have more stuff to talk about. So, yeah, I think we can probably take a break there. Sure appreciate having you on. It's been awesome. It's been fun reminiscing.
Definitely, yeah. It's been a good walk down memory lane. A lot of stuff I've forgotten, and awesome to read those memories. Yeah,
for sure. Hopefully the guys listening, some of them that were from that era, will also bring back some good memories for them and make them feel nostalgic and stoke some of the young guys. That's what we're hoping for.
Right on. Yeah, I want to hear some people that I was on those trips with.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Clint, for joining us today. Appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me.